Hey, what's going on, family? I hope everybody's having an absolutely incredible day. I wanted to come on this video because it's a little bit different of a vibe right now than typically all of my videos. I'm always excited. I'm always fired up. I'm always giving you guys the inspiration, the motivation, the practical steps to really move the needle in your life and your business and your goals and your vision. But I wanted to be a little transparent. I wanted to do this video right now while I'm in the middle of the feeling, because let's be honest, it's hard. All right. When you make a decision to completely go in the opposite direction of anybody else that you know, that you've known, friends, family, close associates, when everybody's doing something completely different, let's not be naive and say that everything is going to be perfect because we've made this decision to be an entrepreneur, that we've made this decision to take control of our destiny. Let's be honest in saying that we are now in uncharted territory for ourselves, for our family, and every day is definitely not easy. Every day is definitely not always amazing, right? Every day is definitely not always beautiful. Every day is challenging, and we all go through different challenges of different sorts. And you know, to be a little transparent about my story, I've now been in my business for about 3.5 years, almost 4 years coming up here. And it's funny, we always talk about making a committed decision. I actually didn't make my committed decision until about a year into obtaining my license to be able to be in this industry. I sell insurance. And once I made that committed decision, even after that point, you know, a lot of us compare our work ethics to other people, and we feel that sometimes because we are achieving at a really high level that we're crushing it, right? We're working like the Gary V's or the Kevin Harts or anything like that. But, you know, what's really great about being in business for yourself is that your results can never lie. Your results never ever lie. So I want to get to the point. I want to tell you guys what's kind of been happening in my life at this point right now. So I'm a 6-figure income earner in my business. I say that with all humility. I do not say that to impress you, but to truly impress upon you this point. Because you're making 6 figures does not mean that you are rich. It does not by any means mean that you are swimming in dough. When you begin to make 6 figures, you actually realize just how broke you really are. And you know, it's been told to me all the time. I suggest you guys look into the book The Richest Man in Babylon, because it talks about a principle of saving 10%. And being a business owner, there's so many lessons that you must learn. I mean, it truly puts up a mirror of transparency to you to let you know what your deficiencies are if you truly want to live this incredible life. And what I've realized through personal development is, first and foremost, anything that you're growing through is something that has been done, neglected, or a decision from or by you that led you to that point. So I wanted to make this video in the midst of a challenge, of an opportunity for me to grow, and an opportunity for me to not only look at things as they could be, or as they should be, but truly looking at things as they are, not looking at things worse than they are. The issue that a lot of people have when becoming an entrepreneur is the need for immediate gratification, the lack of discipline, or the lack of being able to take responsibility. And every time I find myself in a challenging situation, I always, honestly, I'm going to be completely honest, I get a little upset. I get very worried. But then it comes back, right? When you're going through personal development and you understand your growth, you get to a point where you understand exactly what's going on inside of you. And that's the epiphany that I just came to. So guys, I was faced with a challenge today, and things were getting really, really tight for me and my consciousness, and I was starting to get a little upset, and I was starting to get a little flustered, and my wife knows this all too well about me. And then I stopped, and I was like, whoa, okay, what's the lesson in this? What is the lesson here? There's something that unequivocally I've been doing or not doing that's led me to this point. What happened? And as I began to run things through, I began to think to myself, okay, questions, right? We talk about the quality of your questions is going to give you the quality of your life. I realized that in that moment of great suspense or challenge for me, I wasn't thinking about the future. Understand what I'm saying? I was thinking about the past. I was thinking about what had happened before when I was faced with that challenge, how things ended up bad, how things didn't go the way that I truly wanted them to go. I forgot about my vision for the future. I forgot about the possibilities. My mind thought about the worst case scenario, and thus it stopped evaluating what could happen. It stopped giving me options to see my way out of the situation. But the minute that I began to shift my focus towards being solution oriented, I was able to have this smile on my face again. So I implore you, what's going on in your life right now that you're not satisfied about? What's going on in your life right now that's causing you to feel flustered, to feel anxiety, to feel frustration, to feel a lack of gratitude, right? The first step that I took is I took 110% responsibility for exactly what was going on in my life. I didn't blame my system. I didn't blame my business partners. I didn't blame my family. I didn't blame my upline, my downline. I didn't blame the company. I said, what did I do? All right, point taken. The next thing I said, okay, with everything going on right now, what can I be excited about? Because where your focus goes, energy flows and results show. So I began to think, what can I be excited about? And through those feelings, I was able to bring my vibration up again. I said, oh my God, I get it. See, after a while, going through what we've grown through, if you're from the same background as me or any background you're from, over time, your mind becomes conditioned with how to respond or react to drama, how to react to different situations or different circumstances that you've been through in your life. And after you've given yourself the same response over and over and over and over, guess what? You're an autopilot whenever anything happens that may cause frustration. Every decision that you make that doesn't go your way, there is a conditioned response that your subconscious mind automatically has. What I'm telling you, my friends, if you're going to go to the next level of your life, you have got to begin consciously finding a way to shift your focus back to the solution and not the problem. See, so many people are so used to thinking about the problems and the issues and what has gone wrong and really thinking about the negative. If you guys look up The Strangest Secret by Earl Nightingale, he talks about that. He says 5% of people will only make it because the other 95% love to think about the negative. They love to think about what's not happening. They love to gossip. They love to talk about it. They love to see other people going through it, right? They love to see the sitcoms and the reality TV shows of people experiencing the same thing. My friend, you will only be different if you begin learning how to use your beautiful gift of a mind, of your intellect. So I'm excited. I'm excited about my future because I'm coming into a better understanding of how to use this $1 trillion machine that's inside this head of mine. To think of the solution, to think of the best case scenario instead of thinking about what's not happening. So what I encourage of you, anytime you go through an issue, anytime you go through an opportunity for growth, right? I want you to first take control. Take responsibility. Reverse engineer how you got there and the decisions that you've made or lack thereof leading you to that point. I also want you to be grateful. I want you to think of at least 10 to 20 things in that moment that you can be excited about. In that moment, you're still breathing. If you're thinking, that means you still have your intellect, right? You could go down the list of things. The third thing I want you to do is I want you to make a plan of action. I want you to say, okay, in order for me to resolve this issue or for this to not happen at all again, staying in alignment with the vision that I have for my life, what must I do to make sure this never happens again? Guys, if you do that, you are going to feel the same excitement and joy and gratitude that I feel right now. No, life is not perfect. When you take on the responsibility of being a leader, or you take on the responsibility of controlling your destiny, whether it's building your business or living a better life, you go through the strain the same way you would in a gym of lifting that weight, of growing yourself. It's going to be hard, but it's going to be so worth it. Guys, have an incredible day. I will see you at the top, not from the top, because you deserve it.